Good afternoon and welcome to the January 29th of 2026 Water and Sewer Utility Board meeting. I'm going to start with the welcoming everyone, and then from there, I'm going to go into the consent agenda. And I'd like to just remind, as I generally do, the board members that if there's anything on this consent agenda that you'd like to have removed for discussion purposes or to ask questions later, make corrections, well, let me know at this time. Otherwise, I'm going to leave everything on there. Good. Okay. Good. So with this consent agenda will consist of the minutes, Water and Sewer Utility Board meeting on January the 13th of 2026, payroll week ending January the 11th of 2026, which is for $504,701.55. The payroll week ending January the 18th of 2026. Thank you. For $201,176.33. And then the accounts payable voucher register. Also the pay register, which is a request, is found in Appendix A. Approval of the data processing addendum between Evansville Water and Sewer Utility and HomeServe USA Corporation and HomeServe USA Repair Management Corporation, effective January the 27th of 2026, as part of the parties' marketing agreement dated April the 11th of 2017. Several approvals of plans, sewer approval of plans, some milestone development /4829 Constellation, sanitary sewer extension, application number PD 1020, calculated fee of $585. Applicant is 3i Design at 2425 West Indiana Street, which is being recommended by Doug Ogman. And also we have the Thermo Fisher Scientific Service Plan for the atomic absorption gratifying furnace in the amount of $8,444. This is recommended by Ethan Ellison. And also to retain Denton's to provide legal services to Evansville Sewer Utility in the connection with general environmental permitting and compliance matters from time to time, including the appeal of its December 17th, 2025 construction permit approval number 26109, issued by the Indiana Department of Environment Management regarding the Berthoff Road and Oak Hill Road sanitary sewer. This is your consent agenda, and I would entertain a motion for approval. I have a motion and a second. Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. I vote aye, and the motion carries. We will now go into water bond, and it's approval of amendment number IC in the amount of $32,500 to United Consulting for the Lloyd Expressway, Teacup Avenue to 9th Avenue water main relocation, U1216. It's being recommended by Jennifer Kane and Ryan Meyer. Amended project design fee is $875,000. Good afternoon, Jennifer.
Well, good afternoon to the board and the directors. I'm seeking approval of Amendment 1C with United Consulting for additional tasks associated with their project assignment of the Lloyd Expressway, Teacup Avenue to 9th Avenue water main relocations. This amendment revises the engineering scope of services to establish, which were established in previous amendments, to include additional tasks associated with the construction phase that were not anticipated at the time of assignment. The additional scope includes 3 soil borings to supplement the initial soil borings at the Lloyd Expressway and St. Joe Avenue intersection, and to provide support to the construction team to evaluate alternatives to work through constructability challenges of the planned crossing. This includes additional 48 hours of assistance, and it increases the total anticipated support from 135 hours to 183 hours. And I recommend approval of Amendment 1C to United Consulting in the amount stated.
Any questions for Jennifer? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to approve of amendment number I1C in the amount of $32,500 to United Consulting for the Lloyd Expressway, T-Couple Avenue to 9th Avenue water main relocation, which is U1216.
So moved.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. I vote aye and the motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next will be 2018 A2 Equity SRF, which is W18AE. This is to approve of amendment number 3B in the amount of $48,900 to Aegis BLN USA Inc. for the Morgan Avenue Phase 3 main water line replacement, recommended by Jennifer Kane and Ryan Marr. Amended project design fee amount, which would be $318,800.
I'm seeking approval of amendment number 3B with Aegis BLN USA for the additional tasks associated with their third project assignment of the Morgan Avenue Fairs to Heidelbach water main replacement. This amendment revises the engineer's scope of services as originally established under previous amendments to include additional tasks associated with the design phase that weren't anticipated at the time of assignment. Due to the need for easements acquisition, this project was on hold for approximately 3 years. This resulted in the need to update the technical specification and plans. Also, there are railroad crossings associated with this project. We did submit those as one permit, and CSX has requested that they be submitted individually. So that did result in some extra work and fees. And geotechnical investigation was also added to the scope of design. I recommend approval of amendment number 3B to Aegis BLN USA in the amount stated.
Any questions for Jennifer? Sounds like if we would have done it 3 years ago, it'd been simpler.
It would have been.
Any questions, other comments? Okay. I would entertain a motion for approval of amendment number 3B in the amount of $48,900 to English BLN USA Inc. for the Morgan Avenue Phase 3 water main replacement, U1072.
So moved.
Have a motion and a second, and I thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. I vote aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next is a sewer general fund. It's to approve change order number 4 in the increased amount of $32,677.66 to Interliner Solutions for the 2024 annual sewer lining Frederick Neighborhood Phase 1, recommended by Mitch Ferguson and Sean Wright. Yes, sir. Tell us all about it.
Thank you. Good afternoon again, Mr. President, members of the board and the directors. Seeking approval of change order number 4 for the 2024 annual sewer lining Frederick Neighborhood Phase 1 project with Inliner Solutions. This change order represents an increase of $32,677.66. This brings the final contract total to $2,514,775.48. This will be the final change order for this project. This change order, in addition to the previous 3, represent a total contract change of 19.66%. Change order number 4 includes items that were not anticipated in the original contract documents due to field changes encountered during construction. Majority of this increase, or about 85% of it, was associated with additional 24-inch CIPP liner that was encountered with an 18 to 24-inch transition that was unexpected. This also includes additional restoration along Weinbach Avenue that was related to an existing inlet that was encountered during a port repair, along with miscellaneous quantity adjustments. The change order has been reviewed and recommended by American Structure Point, Program Management Office, as well as legal. So at this time, I'll recommend the approval of change order number 4 to Inliner Solutions in the amount stated, and I'll answer any questions that you have.
Do we have any questions for Mitch?
Out of curiosity, do you remember, you may not off the top of your head, were they the only bidders on this project?
Yes, sir, they were.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions? Seeing none, then I would entertain a motion for approval of the change order number 4 in the increased amount of $32,677.66 to Interliner Solution for the 2024 annual sewer lining Frederickburg neighborhood phase 1.
So moved.
Second. Have a motion and a second. Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. I vote aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who's going to discuss these next miscellaneous?
First one would be Daniel, the second one would be Holt.
We're going to go into miscellaneous now, and the first is we have is for agreement for legal services. Daniel, why don't you handle that, please?
Agreement with legal services.
Yes.
Or do you want me to handle it? Who are we retaining?
I guess,
Or try somebody
I
else.
I guess I'd better talk about this. This is a renewal of our annual agreement with
Oh, that's Ace.
Marcos firm that we do every year. So
So are you going to say anything like he did a pretty fair job last year, so we want to go
actually, I
with
think
him?
Marco,
I'd like to comment and say he did a really great job last year.
a very, very good job. And actually we've been working with other members of the firm on a number of items recently, and that's been very successful as well. So we're very happy with the representation we received.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So then I would be looking for a motion to approve the agreement with
Zimmer statement.
Zemer,
Statement, like so.
Shanklin and West Watchman. For legal services. I finished, so go ahead.
I was just gonna say closing.
Yeah, I know, you got that. Now give me a,
So moved.
thank you.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. I vote aye, and the motion carries. Our next is our lease agreement for 25 Northwest Riverside Drive.
I'll start
You're
it.
going to start
And
it,
then others
please.
can answer detailed questions. For quite a while, this has actually been going on for years, even before I came. There's been a challenge for the utility in terms of our administrative staff and our professional staff, that we just never had a place that's large enough for all of us to be in one building at the same time. And we've been looking at a number of alternatives over time, and this came available. And it is an office building at 25 Northwest Riverside Drive. That's right near Main and Riverside. So it's actually fairly close to Marco's office, right across the parking lot. This is a perfectly suitable location for us. That's large enough for us to have our customer service, our engineering staff, some of our regulatory staff, IT, all the other administrative staff will all fit in this building, and the executive team, of course. One of the things, as we've worked through the financial analysis, Keith did the financial analysis of it, is that even with all the costs of the transition and leases that have not yet expired, we will still be making money overall on the change in about 4 years. So about 4 years from now, everything we paid off and we'll be actually experiencing positive cash flow from it. One of the things that you don't realize until you start looking deeply into something like this is how much it costs to provide networking services and internet to each of our facilities. So if we can reduce 4 office facilities into 1 office facility, there's a substantial savings that will incur every month from not having to pay for internet service and routers and switches and all that sort of stuff. So all in all, Keith has done the financial analysis. He's ready to speak to that. Sean and Daniel and Bob will have comments, I'm certain, in response to any questions about the actual process of the transition.
I can jump in here and help. If you'll remember, about 2 years ago, we started working with 3I to do some designs for, lack of a better term, people space, and trying to take advantage of all the different places we had, trying to figure out how to get the maximum we had with what space we had. But what we ultimately found out is every time we kept doing that, we kept moving boxes, we just didn't have enough space. And even when we did, we were still, Allen's Lane was on the other end of town. We were just disconnected. We actually backed up one step and we asked a question, did it make sense to try to build something new? So we started actually looking with the water plant project to build something on that, maybe potentially behind us. Costs were new, getting higher. It wasn't going to be as feasible as if we could find something. And it's lo and behold, we just happened to come across something that actually was available that would fit all these boxes. And when we looked at that, it was actually cheaper to do that than it was potentially to try to build and everything else. And the advantage is that we have the ability, as Vic was saying, is it checks all the boxes. It had the space. And it can get most of everybody into one location. So when our customers show up, our developers, everybody that needs a board, we're all within one building. It's not you're here, we're there. Our speed of efficiency is going to increase. And then the neat part was we started doing the financial study. We found out actually we get ahead versus what we're currently doing. So it was one of those, it's like, we've got to figure this out. And that's when we started really looking in, and Keith jumped in and did the financial analysis. And it was cheaper to have this option than continue doing what we're doing and eventually go build to try to put one into one location.
So we currently are in Curtis Building
Mm-hmm.
and the Danks Building.
Mm-hmm.
Those 2 locations close out and move into this building
And Civic Center.
and the Civic Center.
We would retain the walk-up customer service window at City Hall because a number of people go there and pay their
One
bills.
outside.
Yeah, the one that you walk up to. Yeah, but yeah, that's what we'd be doing.
We can get all of data processing in one spot, all of customer service into one spot, all of engineering, all of IT, all of safety, part of compliance, some of the operations, all the PMO, all the eventual engineering, all the optimization group. The only place that we can't get finished right now is some of Allen's Lane.
Is what?
Allen's Lane and that operational support staff out there.
Looks like the new location, we're gonna lease about 10,000 square feet. Is that comparable to what we lease? Those 3 we're combining here. Do you know off the top of your head, or?
It's more than what, it's comparable in a sense, but there's options for more space available that will grow.
I was gonna ask, so there's room to grow here if
Yes.
need be.
That's how we can phase it in.
And as, Sean and Vic mentioned, the return, we're looking at 4 years. But the timing of this lease also works hand in hand with our current leases. It gives us time to get prepared and get moved as our other leases will be expiring. So the timing of all this works out well for us to move on this.
Talking about timing, then when would all this be completed? How long did you project before with the closeout of the other leases and moving and everything? How long will that be before we'll be over there and set?
Probably a good 18 months. And with that is, we're going to go back to where we have 3I, and we're going to repurpose some of these spaces to make them fit the way we want them and quit trying to put the square into the round hole so that we can create the right space to work and be able to have better interaction with developers, engineers, customer service, the whole thing. Training.
Comments from the other two gentlemen? Okay, do we have other questions for the board members? Okay. Then, I would entertain a motion for approval of the lease agreement for 25 Northwest Riverside Drive in Evansville, Indiana.
So moved.
Have a motion and a second. Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. I vote aye and the motion carries. Next is Customer Assistance Program update. This one has a name tag behind it, Keith, so you're up.
I thank you for that, Orin. I try not to make a guess, so I'll make sure my name's on there. So,
I see. Okay, good.
so on the consent agenda, you saw an agreement with HomeServe, and some of you may are familiar with HomeServe. Some of you may not be familiar with it, but you know, HomeServe is a company that provides insurance on the plumbing at a homeowner. You know, their responsibility starts where the meter pit is through the house. And a lot of homeowners don't realize that. So when they have problems with their meter pit or the line going into the house, they don't realize they're responsible for that. So HomeServe, we partner with them to provide insurance. They run in between $4.99 a month up to $12.99 a month based on what kind of coverage they want. But the utility gets a commission from that. And reason I bring this up is we have partnered with Cape of Evansville. We've been working with them since 2017 to help customers that are in disconnect to get their services turned back on. And I just want to give you a status. So right now we have roughly 4,000 customers that are participating in the HomeServe program. Since we started working with Cape, over 2,400 customers have been taken out of shut off, turned back on, which equated to roughly about $516,000 in assistance that we've provided to customers through this HomeServe program. So it's been very beneficial for us and for our customers, especially lower income customers. You know, they're the ones that struggle and that go into shut off often. So just want to give you a little update on that. There is an attachment agenda that shows by year the breakdown of how many customers we help. But we're averaging over 300 customers a year right now with getting them out of disconnect. So that's all. Just want to give you a little update on that.
Okay. Now.
Hey, Steve.
This is a couple.
Hey, Steve, I just got one
Oh,
comment.
okay, please go ahead.
Keith was explaining on responsibilities, just for clarification, the actual property owner's responsibility starts at the property line where the stop is. So they're responsible for the stop all the way to their house, if this the way the policy currently is, just for clarification.
Okay. Appreciate that.
Does it include inside?
Yes, if the 1299 covers inside, if they have septic, it covers septic as well. The base one covers everything exterior up to the house.
On your chart for the money we've received over the years, where is the total that's available now? Or that Cape has available?
Oh, they did not. Oh, it's 26,000 is what's available to spend. So we receive commission each month, and then
Okay,
we
I see
receive
it now.
that commission. We tell Cape, hey, this is how much more we have. We keep about a balance of around 25,000 in the account. Some months it might be, you know, Cape may run out of money soon. So we always want to make sure we have reserves so we can give them extra money if they have extra customers that need help. So we usually keep about a balance of 25,000 left over.
Anything else on that? Next comes to additional items. Where do I turn to find this?
This is the, you have anything to add?
Oh, I reworded it. Okay.
I do.
Huh?
I do.
I'll be the additional item.
Yes,
Mr. President, board members, I kind of want to just give you an update. As you can tell, this weather has been challenging for a lot of our areas within the utility. Our water filtration plant over here, I don't know if you guys saw the river kind of freezing up. That actually fed right into our intake system. And our water team over here at the plant jumped into action. We got heaters down in our wet wells to help melt this up, and there was zero disruption of water flowing from our plant. But it's a challenge that we had not faced before. We even had a tugboat driving up and down in front of the intake system to break up the ice. So they got creative with their methodologies so there was no disruption. On the distribution side, as of about 10 o'clock this morning, we had 35 water main breaks this week. The shining star, I will say, out of all of this is that it wasn't just water distribution or sewer department or meter department, operations support department, all jumped in. We formed crews where we could get as many of these fixed as we can. We still have about 15 of them that are active right now. They're not bad. They're more trickles, but as you can tell in this kind of weather, it's a challenge to fix them to even find out where it's leaking, to be honest with you. But I just kind of wanted to give you an update where our guys are out 24/7 right now. Woke up 16 hours a day. Water plant's being manned 24 hours a day until we get through this Arctic blast, because these temperatures are not being kind. So just to let you know, you see our guys out there, they're fixing water main breaks in 0-degree temperatures. So I've been out trying to help them today myself, but just kind of finding leaks formed, and I worked for them today. You tell me what you need to do. So Vic volunteered, Sean volunteered, Daniel. So it's been all hands on deck, but you guys don't hear much about what goes on behind the scenes out there. So I figured you probably run across one of our crews in your travels if you've been able to get out this week. So that's
Thank
what I
you.
wanted.
thank you. All right,
And take questions.
yeah, I'm working around here, so the first thing is, are there any questions or comments from the board? Go ahead. Ed.
Sean, is there any update on the solar system you might be wanting to put in over to wastewater treatment?
We're working on that RFP right now. Keith and I are working to finish up the purchasing policy so that we can get the purchasing policy set up so that we can release that hopefully 1st of March.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments from our board members? Seeing none then, does your group have fine group have anything?
I just want to follow on what Bob had to say about the folks on our operations team. Situation like this is really difficult for them. I just want to say how I'm pleased and how proud I am to work with a team that's good and see everybody out there doing the things that they have to do. And for the rest of us, we just need to get to the office somehow. But they've got to be at the plant on the day that it's snowing and there's ice, and guys are out here cleaning the driveways and cleaning the parking lots and the sidewalks. And we have to keep running. We're the water and sewer utility. We can't shut down because of the weather. And it's really inspiring to work in this field and watch the way people respond when the chips are down. And I just want to thank Bob's team, everyone in operations for all their work. Customer service has been putting in effort, taking lots of calls, because you get a lot of calls at a time like this. And then, just all of our employees are just showing up is a big part of this job. And I'm just want to thank everyone for their efforts through the storm. That's all I have.
Okay. Thank you. Do you have any comments?
I could comment, but it would be the same. It's just neat to see how everybody's working together to make sure that we're taking care of our customers as to the best of our abilities as safely as we can. And I know Bob and everybody's out there really hard. The rest of us are filling in, trying to keep gaps where they're out. So for those guys that are out there watching the meeting and stuff, thank you for the hard work and keep it up.
Okay.
And I got to do a lot of research on Frazzle Ice.
Any other directors have any comments? Like to say anything? I see a bunch of no's, okay. Then I would open it up. Is there any comments from anyone in the audience or anything that they would like to bring up at this meeting? Okay, seeing none. As a board, we would like to say thank you for the good job you're doing and the excellent job. And a couple of us have been out there in cold weather working for other people, so we know what you're putting up with. I can only, just makes me miserable thinking about it. So we appreciate what you're doing. Thank you. Okay. Seeing nothing else, then I would entertain a motion for adjournment of this meeting, in which our next meeting then would be February the 10th of 2026. It'll be at 3 o'clock and it will be in here at the pump station. Have a motion and a second. Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. I vote aye and the motion carries. So this meeting is adjourned. Thank you for your time today. Yeah, there's stuff here that